small hours of the morning.
Damn, this bitch, the Flash, the fuck? That was quick as shit. It's true it had been a while, but this was nearly a ream of paper I was holding. The amount of work and time he was suggesting would be mind-boggling. Nevertheless, there it was, a title page and thousands of words that followed. Huh. How did you do this? How? You're pulling my leg. This is almost an hour. You're telling me that you wrote this, that you wrote it since our last date? It nearly killed me, but yes, I barely got any sleep. I can tell you what a mess my place is now, but it was worth it, though I've still got a crick in my back from sitting so long. Honestly, I didn't know what to make of any of this. I had mostly thought it was just some lark, like his interview. The pile of papers in my hand suggested otherwise. Are we still talking about papers? Like, damn. I want you to read it. Not this very second, of course, but go through the whole thing. And don't worry, no more radio silence from me. Kobe showed me how to program your number into my phone, and I won't be losing that anytime soon. Ooh, that's quite a bit of work. That makes me sound lazy. How about why not now? Why not now? It's not like I have a pressing need to keep watching daytime TV. Did you have any other items on your schedule for today? Really? I mean, no, there's nothing important I need to do. I really didn't expect this, though. I thought I was the only crazy one in this relationship. Hold up, relationship, bitch? I ain't saying nothing about no damn relationship. You need to chill out, bro. Far from it, feline friend. Now, let's head into the kitchen and get you some real food while we go over this. Real food, if you know what I mean. I was happy to catch up with Seth, even with Kobe listening in intently. We had some pancakes, light conversation, and once Kobe had gone a few pages of Seth's work away from the pile, he insisted we sit down and read the whole thing. It was astounding. The indecisive tone was gone, and there was a confidence to it that I hadn't seen in the snippets he'd shared with me. I began to feel awkward for having such a profound effect in so little time. Eventually, once the dishes were cleared, we got to chatting about more than just writing. Okay, let's go. What's gonna happen here? Is it wise to invite me to your bedroom so soon? Did you have some ulterior motives I was unaware of? Well, no, I mean, none that I would act on. I mean, I get the feeling there's something else you want to tell me. It isn't all about writing, don't get me wrong, you've been an amazing inspiration, but I wanted to know if there was something more. Something more? Like, I mean, I'm attracted to you. You're attractive. There, I said it. Wow, it feels so good to get that off my chest. I mean, it was pretty damn obvious, like. And none too bad to hear, I admit. I'm just baffled. Did you think I was only after you for your writing skills and inquisitive nature? I suppose not. On some deeper level, I've just gotten my signals crossed beforehand. It's not important. It's more important that we're on the same page and that I give you a proper date next time. I look forward to it. Not that I don't enjoy our conversations, but it's nice to be wined and dined as well. Something romantic and intimate would be great. It's a date, or it will be. I'll just need some time to plan. I'm not particularly well versed at this sort of thing. Fair enough, but don't leave me hanging like that again. I can only take so much before I'd have to hunt you down and force you to buy me some chocolates. This bitch trying to make jokes? Get the fuck out of here. What? I didn't read that. Damn it. There should be a back button, like in black shit gate, black gate shit. Still, we don't need to wait to have a good time. Unemployment is still looming large over me, and you seem pretty free today. Is there something you would like to do? This is pretty nice. He looked so adorable when his cheeks were flushed. I leaned over to ruffle his ears. So you just want to stay cooped up in someone else's bedroom? Not just someone's, yours specifically. Alright, I see where this is going. Why mine specifically? Really? Why mine specifically? Mostly because you're here. Also because it's not my place. It's a welcome change of scenery. You know, I've never gotten to see your place. I imagine it's quite nice. It's serviceable, but Spartan. I'm afraid I'm not terribly good at the domestic side of things. What do you mean, domestic side of things? Domestic side of things? What does that mean? Yeah, bitch. Does it mean you a lazy bum? Well, I never really learned how to cook for one thing. How do you... Bitch, how do you not know how to cook? Like, do you know how easy it is to cook? Like, just open a damn can of Chef Boyardee, put that shit in a bowl, put it in the microwave. There, you cooked some shit and ate it. Chef Boyardee. Shout out to my boy, Chef Boyardee. Rest in peace. I've also never been much of a shopper. Yo. I tend to just get what I need at that moment. My foresight may be a bit lacking in that regard. Never learned to cook, not even ramen or oatmeal. Or ramen. My microwave is about the extent of my cooking skills, and even then I run a risk of setting myself on fire. I don't see the point, I suppose, in getting tied down to where you live. Life can change abruptly. So, this bitch is telling me that he eat canned foods and food that you cook in a microwave, yet look at his form. Now tell me, if you live just by my shit you put in the microwave, how do you maintain a form like this, bitch? Like, look at you. You look like a damn athlete. What did he say? What? What? Makes sense? Being too attached to things can weigh you down, it's true. I know this whole unemployment thing hit me harder than I thought. I'm sure it did. I do still feel bad about that, if only because I was glad it got you to come to the club that night. As the two of us got to chatting, it made me realize just how little we really knew about each other. Seth was happy to share, and he brought out some things of my own that I hadn't thought about in a long time. I know it sounds cliche, but being the only child and having expectations piled on you can be opprobrious in a way. Some part of me thinks that I'll never be anything but a disappointment footnote for my parents. Well, that's not a healthy line of thought. Parents can be more forgiving than you think. Mine trusts me to keep Kobe in line, but he also keeps me from staying sad for too long. They knew we were a good fit, and they told me it was one of the reasons they chose me. Maybe you just haven't given yours enough time to come to terms with your choices. Maybe so. I suppose if I'm not great at reading people, I may not have been good at reading them. Goodness knows, once college started, I all but vanished from their lives. You just tend to get lost in your own head. You can't have experienced everything yet, so you can't expect to know everything either. You know, I mean, this is all good character development, but when am I gonna get some? Duh. Well, before we get too deep into a depressive pit, I think we should change the subject. Fair enough. Did you give any more thought to getting your stuff published? I thought you might have forgotten about that suggestion. No, I haven't really been looking into places to publish. Well, why not? This in particular is some of your best work. You need to at least put yourself out there and give it a try. I wouldn't even know where to begin. There is the first substantial piece I've written since I graduated. I don't even know if it's any good. What about self-publishing? If you're concerned about getting picked up, why not just self-publish? I hear it's super easy now. It is, but it's also flooded with everyone else who wants to be a writer. I'd be fighting against hundreds if not thousands of other people without that much to make me stand out. Believe me, your writing stands out. Kobe's the least bookish person I know, and he couldn't put it down. Thanks, but even if it is good, he'll be buried in a sea of other books. It'd help if someone with some visibility could boost it or plug it, which brings me back to square one. I couldn't bear to see him giving up so soon after accomplishing so much work. We talked for a little longer, glancing at the manuscript and back at each other until I remembered. What about the author we saw? Nick? We could talk to him. He was mentioning that he had another reading sometime soon. You've got to be kidding. I mean, he likely gets swarmed with fans wanting him to prove their stories. Why would he give me the time of the day? Because it's a start. Just like with writing, you've got to take a chance and put words down on a blank page. Worst he'll do is say no, and I'll buy another copy of his book so he doesn't eject us. Us? You're coming with me? Of course. I got you inspired enough to write all that. The least I can do is be there to try to help you make something of it. His eyes went wide for a moment, his lip trembling cutely as he stared at me. In a moment, he was on top of me, hugging me tightly and burying his face in my neck. It took a moment and the rather awkward feeling in my pants before he pulled back. What? Excuse me? Excuse me, what? Calm down, please. Then let's do this. Come hell or high water, I'm going to see my name in print. I smiled broadly. He seemed most in himself when he was excited, and I was growing to enjoy that about him more and more. Ah, yes, and so our journey continues. I've been recording for 20 minutes. Let's keep going, shall we? We shall. We checked the library schedule and found out when the next reading was. If we left the house immediately, we could just make it. We said our goodbyes to Kobe, leaving him with a cup of coffee and a confused look before jumping in the car. We were both nervous. Seth spent the trip looking out the window and then back at the pile of papers in his lap. I caught myself glancing over at him now and again, hoping that I wasn't setting him up for failure. We made it to the library just at the tail end of the reading again, and there was a table out. Why is this air conditioning not stopping? What the hell? It's been going on for a minute. Again, there was a table out front of signings, and after enough people had filtered out and away from this lobby, we walked up. Hi, thanks for coming. Hey, you made it. Glad to see I was convinced enough to get you to return. Seth stood there, quivering, blushing, and completely unable to speak. Once the author's face shifted to a concerned look, I knew I had to do something. I don't mean to be a bother. It's just that it was nice to chat with you for a bit at the last one, and my friend Seth here wanted some professional advice. The author looked a little skeptical as I waited for Seth to step up closer.